Hi there, it's Gwen Fox, and today I thought I would share with you the 3 worst pieces of advice that I received when I was trying to make a living with my art. Now, when you decide that you're going to make a living with your art, sharing this decision can be difficult, not so much for you, but for those who care about you. There's always that pregnant silence as the other person tries to gather their thoughts. Now, if you had said that you were going to med school, there would be a jubilation. But art, well, that's another story. There's always the advice of, now, be sure, don't leave your day job. But when they realize that you're totally serious, the advice turns a different tone. Now they realize that you need some solid, mature advice, or so they think. I remember when I made art my career, and I shared this decision with some friends over a glass of wine. We were sitting out on the patio sharing stories while the sun was setting over the Garden of the Gods in Colorado Springs. It was gorgeous. The colors of the sunset set the sky ablaze with yellows and oranges and pinks. To me, that was the perfect setting to share my decision. As everybody listened, though, I realized that 2 of the friends were raising their eyebrows. But not to dampen my enthusiasm, of course, they shared their sage advice. Now, I have to tell you, I respected their ideas, but little did I know this would be advice that would cause me enormous pain and years of struggle and rude awakenings. And with this said, here they are. Number 1. Keep your art a hobby until you make it big. Well, when you make it big, the average pay for a professional artist is $52,816 a year. I would have given my eye teeth just to have made 10,000 of those for the first few years. Now, I mistakenly believed it was okay to just learn technical skills and put everything else in the back burner. This mistake cost me time and lots of money. When you make your living as an artist, there is no room for hobby artist mentality. The advice of keeping my art as a hobby until I made it big came from that old school way of thinking that artists starve and they can't make a living doing what they love. Number 2, don't worry about marketing at first. Well, with over 6 million artists sharing their gifts, even if it's 10% of them who want to become a really good artist, that's 500,000 artists. When I received this advice about not worrying about marketing as an artist when I was in my early 50s, I took it to heart. I went on a journey of developing my skills, taking lots of workshops with the best instructors. I pulled from my savings to pay the travel and the workshops. After spending about a little under 30 grand over the 4 years, my abstract work dramatically improved. However, I was still struggling to turn a profit. And my husband was supportive, but kept asking the questions of how long I intended to take money out of my savings, which was almost down to nothing. The words expensive hobby kept coming up, and I knew in my heart I could succeed if I was really determined, and I was. So I sat down and I figured out what was wrong. I discovered I was terrible at certain things. Plus, why people loved my work. Why did they love my work? But why weren't they purchasing it? So I had to learn. I thought, I've got to learn how to talk about my work in a compelling way. Got to connect a personal story to my work. How to find the right people who would love my work. And how to keep my finances up to date. And I also needed to find my artistic voice and style. And let's face it, it came down to hard facts. And I knew I would not be discovered in my little studio on Brookwood Avenue. I needed to learn how to talk about my work on a deeper level. I needed to articulate the story and the emotion that made my work beyond amazing. I knew if I didn't convey the uniqueness of my work that I would get lumped into the other, just another category, and where people would look at it and say, oh, that's so nice, and then they would move on. Marketing is essential to your success as an artist, and I realize marketing is one of those things that artists shy away from because of the age-old thinking of marketing. But here's the thing. Marketing is just telling your story of art in an emotional, compelling way that makes your audience want to learn more and feel more connected. That's the heart of it. We can believe marketing is hard and boring, or we can move forward and practice the art of marketing so that you will get into national shows, successful galleries, and be discovered by the collectors who are looking for you. The fact that marketing is hard is a myth, just like starving artists is a myth. Marketing is anything else but that. You just take it one step at a time. You know the term. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Well, it's the same with marketing. Now, I look at marketing now as a money-making machine. Remember, this doesn't mean that you have to do all the marketing yourself. I certainly don't. You hire others to do what you don't like to do. And this gives you more time to create. Now, number 3, paint what the public wants. Yes, you need to sell your work to pay the bills and make a living, but painting only what the public wants is not the way to become a successful artist. When you paint from the heart and the soul, your paintings reflect a passion and depth that the public is drawn to. Sure, not everybody's going to like your paintings, but staying true to yourself will prove to be a winner. Now, the key here is whatever subject you create, make sure it's created in your unique artistic voice, because this is the voice that's going to make your paintings different and collectible. So when somebody offers you advice, make sure you judge the source. If it comes from someone who has never reached success as a full-time artist, then you might want to question the advice. As a full-time artist, you want to make enough money to support yourself. And being successful in this area will guarantee less stress and better paintings. The question is, though, are you ready to take the leap? If you are, contact me. Let's talk, and I will share with you what I think would be the very best advice that you can probably ever get. I love you. Take care. Talk to you next time. Bye.